A Reacher actor actually criticized Angel Studios for hiring Mark Hamill for the King of Kings film because obviously Mark Hamill is opposed to this kind of thing. It's very odd that he would take the role to begin with. Not sure what's going on here. And of course, his audience is rabidly anti-Christian, and we'll see that he was very, very correct in this assertion just from Mark Hamill posting some promotion of the show on Blue Sky. Very, very sad watching how hateful these people are. And this is exactly the problem with Hollywood. This is the reason Angel Studios needs to exist. It's the reason films like King of Kings needs to exist. I'm glad it's performing very, very well. But their sort of attempt to like stay within the mainstream still backfired a little bit with at least the audience that like the mainstream would generate with it. You really on something like this shouldn't worry about the mainstream. Just go for the target demographic, which is the Christians in America who want to bring their families to this kind of thing. We don't have any movies out there. I mean, Hollywood is so corrupt, has been so awful, has been so abject, debaucherous and degenerate and immoral for so long that it's like a breath of fresh air whenever you see anything whatsoever. You don't need to involve the people who like literally hate us and literally want us dead in the case of Mark Hamill, because you've seen how he acted during the election last year, and it was all about hating any sort of thing on the right, any Christian morals, the sort of Christian group that, of course, elected Donald Trump. And then, he's in the film trying to promote it. It's just not going to work. So let's get into this news in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button as we talk about all things in the culture. I'm really happy that this exists all the same. And, this is just a little bit of cultural criticism here as we look about this. You can never appeal to the left because they don't view you as a person. There's no logical argument you can make. There's no financial arguments you can make. There's no cultural arguments they can make because these people are so embedded with their leftism, with their craziness, with their, anti-God state that they are diametrically opposed to everything that you are. And they hate you for who you are. And so it never works, right? And this is the problem. Like, Christians always want to be a part of the mainstream and always like that, but we have to be apart from the world every single time. We're not going to just get propped up. You'll see like certain, even on the commentary circuit here, like you'll see certain things get propped up way more than, this channel and others as well, because, those people don't have a real message. And so the corporate, the Google, the etc., likes to promote those kind of channels because, it's kind of a false opposition thing. But we have to be opposed to all this stuff that's going on out there, and that's kind of exactly why we need to create stuff like this and make it for us, by us, really, at the end of the day. And I wish Christians would do a little better job of just like supporting each other in this kind of endeavor. Now, I am trying to start with John Trent here, another great Christian man who's a wonderful, probably the best journalist out there in entertainment media. I mean, he's been doing this for years. He founded Bounding Into Comics. Of course, that company sold, and then they sort of betrayed all the values that he set up to begin with, started trying to censor his Christian messaging, and so he left the company. I also left that company at the time. And now he's with me over at Fandom Pulse. This is our Substack right here. We're trying to, of course, report the news full time. And we're trying to do it away from algorithms and things like that. So grow in the description below. Sign up for this. This is where the real news on this takes place. This is what we talk about. We talk about things that are important to you and your families that do not get told anywhere else in terms of the entertainment media. And I hope you'll support us on that level. You can sign up. It's free. However, if you do want to support us for $5 a month, it's Starbucks cup of coffee. We are doing this full time with zero advertisers, so we don't have to, of course, appeal to this world. We just, of course, can tell the truth without censorship, and that's important to us. So go to the description below, support Phantom Pulse. Really appreciate you guys for being here. So Matthew Marsden, who played Stan in The Reacher, and Chris Collins in Coronation Street, criticized Angel Studios and Moffat Studios for casting leftists in the upcoming animated film King of Kings. He says, "I'm sure Mark Hamill is happy as he is in the cast. The right in entertainment sucks." And this is kind of more the right doesn't, prop up its own actors and prop up its own things. They really just go to the left, who are the authorities in this sort of thing. Mark Hamill's like an authority, right? He's Luke Skywalker, to try to get them in on these sort of projects to kind of give themselves validity. And this is what happens a lot of the time with culture stuff. Now, like I said, I think Angel Studios made a really good film here. I think this is good stuff. I wouldn't go so far as to say this is like some sort of bad thing, but this is something just to take note of. And at least this doesn't, when you look at this here, and you look at just Mark Hamill posting just a quick trailer of this right at the moment, you can see in the replies that it does backfire. Everybody who kind of goes off on this, Why bother pandering to the right, is what they say. Mark, buddy, what the F? Because they're swearing that he's in a kid-friendly Jesus film. I mean, it's really crazy. So it's a tough time seeing something like this featured prominently by someone I deeply admire and respect. But look at this. They hate Christians. My family is queer and trans. We've been severely othered by the growing nationalist Christian movement. I'm certain you and other artists have done the positive things with your craft, and this work has reason to be proud, but I have a hard time supporting Christian messaging in the film. More Christians stand up for diverse people and follow the actual teachings of Jesus. What? That's not the teachings of Jesus whatsoever. And as they go on, they just get even crazier. I love you, man. I will not support the Christian right in any way after Project 2025. Not sure what's happening with this right here. The last thing America needs right now is more Jesus. America is going through a de-enlightenment, knowledge and science. This always drives me crazy, because where did science and knowledge and all that really come from? It came from the church, guys. Almost all of like the bases of science came from Christian people. It was mostly funded by the church back in the Middle Ages as they built a lot of the stuff that these people don't even understand at this juncture. The first hospitals were, of course, founded and made by the church. Medicine was created by the church for the most part, modern medicine. And so this is absolutely insane. If you don't have the church, you don't have enlightenment. If you don't have the church, you don't have knowledge and science. And that's exactly, this is the lies that they propagate all the time, because they're just hateful. It's all about just hate, right? The fact that they're losing out to ignorance and opinions, lies, all of it is behind a veil of bizarre pseudo-Christian nationalism driven by hate and greed. You can see all these people are just driven by hate and greed, which is the sad thing. This movie just helps Republican Jesus. I prefer your other fictional universes. Look at how evil they are. You were the chosen one, they say. You got Obi-Wan right there. Whitewashing the Middle East. I mean, it's just really sad. I'm heartbroken all these stars said yes to this. This is what these people think. This is why you don't bother with these, quote, stars. These people are not on our side. They're really not. The comments are crazy. Somebody actually said something. Have you forgotten? Look at the comments in Mark's post. It makes me wonder, have you forgotten he's an actor whose living is tied to performance for hire doing this film? No more makes Hamill a fundamentalist Christian than he is a spaceship flying wing commander. I mean, it is true on that front. Too bad on that front. Maybe they should have hired a Christian who really cares about this stuff. It looks like I feel bad for Mark. The ratio is so bad he can watch his paycheck lighting on fire. I wonder where this quote will be in the movie. And look at this. She lusted after her lovers whose genitals, it's like they take stuff out of context just to try to do the burning atheist. Oh, cool. That's smart. Is this Mark Hamill's Kevin Sorbo moment? They're turning on Mark Hamill and trying to actually destroy him because of this. It was, and I don't expect Mark to say much about this. He just posts his little promotional piece, and he's going on, and that's that. But this is what you get. This is what the Hollywood elite are all about. This is what the fan bases they cultivated are all about. It's about abject hate. It's about bigotry. And as much as they like to use those words against everybody else, unfortunately, what they always do is project every single time. And that's what they got here. So the Reacher actor's got a pretty good point. That again, the right in entertainment really needs to work harder to just prop up our own people and actually prop up people who are legitimate Christian actors to do more rather than keep this systematic sort of leftism, this anti-Christian culture alive in Hollywood by making them the authorities. And that's exactly what they do every single time they cast people like Mark Hamill and stuff like this and keep it going. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure to sign up for the Phantom Pulse Substack in the description below. Really appreciate you guys for being here. What do you think about this? Do you think it's good to hire folk like Mark Hamill, or would you rather see them hire somebody like Kevin Sorbo for a role like this? Let me know. We'll be back soon.